Namaste, Jai Bharat. To talk about West Asian situations, let's not talk about Iran, let's talk about IRGC. It's not Iran that we have to talk about. Let's make a distinction between IRGC and Iran. Iran is not IRGC and IRGC is not Iran. That distinction one ought to maintain for clarity. Recently, that's today, the Strait of Hormuz, the IRGC with the small boats goes on announcing that nobody is allowed, and they were tagged a US cargo ship as the report comes in. And look at, see, there are 5 people standard small boat, and they carry machine gun mounted onto the boat and have a tannoy through which they'll keep sometimes speaking, announcing in kind of English, asking them to return or etc. whatever, not permitted. Who on earth are you to either permit or not permit? IRGC is not controlling Strait of Hormuz and can't control it, doesn't belong to them. Oman has a right there, UAE has a right there, it's after all international waters. Well, that's the logic, doesn't work with these people. They go for whatever they feel like, they do things whatever they feel like. So here, they had been blocking the Strait of Hormuz, and this parallel administration goes on in Iran. Now look at Lebanon. See, Iran put a condition, and ironically they were telling that, see, for cessation of war, I'm talking about something else, that they said we will not attack Israel anymore. Well, they can safely say that they will not attack Israel anymore because Iran, that means IRGC. Again, I'm talking about IRGC. They use the name of Iran, but then they are not actually Iran. I would like to make that distinction. IRGC says that we will not attack Israel. Yes, they can say that because they will not attack, but Hezbollah will attack, Hamas will attack, Houthis will attack. It comes to the same thing. Under whose instance Hezbollah is acting? It's IRGC's instance. And the same situation of parallel administration you find in Lebanon. I don't know the situation with Lebanese government, whether they are willingly supporting the Hezbollah or supporting Hezbollah under compulsion. This one is yet to find out because things are not very clear. Hezbollah is not Lebanon, like IRGC is not Iran. But Hezbollah is sending rockets to Israel again. And one of the conditions which Iran put, the IRGC put earlier, is that no one should attack Hezbollah. Or, of course, Hamas, Houthi, etc. So these are the Iranian proxies. Previous, the IRGC regime, that's the Ayatollah regime, had created such proxies so that they will not come in front. They will make the proxies do, and they show that we are not the ones who are doing it, these people are doing it. But it's as good as they are doing it directly, they're making them do it. The proxy is proxy, and proxy is actually more intense than what they really directly do, because proxies are not responsible. They have no accountability in front of international organizations or agencies. But a nation ought to have some kind of accountability to the world of nations, the world nations, or something like United Nations, though it's powerless, important kind of an organization. In spite of that, there's a name. So these proxies are working. See, look, there's a striking parallel between IRGC and real Iran and Lebanon and Hezbollah. Now, what kind of war is going on? We really don't know. You say Iran, but it's not really Iran. It's IRGC. It's something like Pakistan, you say. Pakistan is democratically so-called elected government, but where is the President, Prime Minister of Pakistan? They have just puppets sitting there. It's the army doing it. The army in Pakistan is akin to IRGC in Iran. They all have these common characters, absolutely indisciplined and very radicalized people. So How the world ought to treat them is up to the world, and in the present situation, if nations like US look only for business interest, they are going to lose in the long run. In the long run, their own people are going to suffer. Like the Swamish Red Indian chief, Silk is his name I suppose, told once to the US then President Franklin Pierce that you will suffocate in your own waste in time if you don't check and correct yourselves. Same expression is applicable to today's America. If you don't check this, if you continuously look after your money interest, different varieties of money interest, instead of looking at the common interest of the entire world and coexistence, then you are also going to suffer in your own waste. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.